Hello everyone, welcome to the Elliott Wave YouTube channel. Today is April the 3rd and the chart of the day for today is the Nifty, which is the index from India, 45 minutes time frame here. So what we have here, guys, is I'm going to explain this view, the primary view, which is the most aggressive view, and then we'll give you some options in case we see a bigger pullback. All right, so here we got a 45 minutes time frame. We finish with 1 and with 2, so there is a 5-way rally involved here. Obviously it should be, because we continue to make a new high in the Nifty, right, all-time high. With 2 ended here, so now we're looking with 3 to finish soon, right, with one more push higher, and then after that pull back in 3 ways with 4, and then one more leg higher in with 5. So a couple of things. First, if you look at the 45 minutes, right, you can see in the last pullback here, this pullback specifically, this looks to me a clear 3 waves, guys. It's not an impulse. It's not a 5 ways down here, right? 5 ways down has the look of 1, 2, extended 3, 4, and 5. This one is clearly 1, 2, 3 with a C equal to the A, no extension whatsoever. Okay, so based on this alone, right, based on this alone, ignoring every other wave, it actually favors the upside, right? This alone structure is telling us that the market most likely still remains bullish, and therefore we are looking for more upside here to finish the wave 5, right, before we get a bigger pullback. Now another option in the very short term is that we can do a double. So in other words, instead of making new high from here, we break down into another 3 waves down, so it's a double zigzag to finish your wave 4 here. But still, considering this is 3 waves, even if we break down again, that will still be considered as a corrective structure, but it's going to be a bigger corrective structure. So for example, if we sell off from here, then the 100% extension, the next support is going to be this area, 22,331 against 22,244, which is basically another bigger 3 swing like this. Okay, in case it sells off. Now let's take a look at the larger time frame to give some context on the larger time frame. If I look at the weekly, now we saw the Nifty bottoming just like any other indices, 2020 low, right? That's the low that we have, and from there you can see clearly it makes a new all-time high, right? This is your connector here, no doubt about it. This is your 1 and 2 here. Now if I just simply using the Fibonacci extension, we are nowhere near the 100%. We're still far from the 100% extension, which is 26,200. So we still have a long way to go to the upside here. Now I think the trick always is to figure out all this sub swing here, right? Now you can see there seems to be a series of a nest here. So this could be either 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1 and then 2 here as an as a running flat. But you can see a series of 1, 2, 1, 2 here. Now this is the most aggressive view, in which you're going to be looking for practically not really a deep pullback and then rally again. But if I look at the weekly, right, what could be sort of the worst case scenario? I think the worst case scenario is very simple. This is your 1, 2. We know 3 cannot be ending until it at least reaches here, right, or even 1.618 perhaps. So I think we are still within the subswing of this big 3 here. Within the subswing, for example, we can play around with the position of the labeling here, the internal here. But like one example where we might potentially see a bigger pullback, for example, if I do it this way, let's say I call this 1, 2. One, 2 here, and then this is another 1, 2 in the internal, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one possible option, for example, is going to be something like this, like worst case scenario type, right? something like this, where you might be seeing a wave 4. It's not going to be in the end of the world. You can see a bigger pullback like this, but it's still pretty much bullish, and you should not try to speculate on intermediate top. Doesn't make any sense at all, right? When you know for sure the trend is bullish. So we don't like short selling for sure. This is the most aggressive count, and we can continue to go higher. But in the case where we might potentially see a bigger pullback, then we might be correcting either this rally here, we might be correcting this entire rally, or we might be correcting this entire rally, right? So you're gonna see a bigger pullback, bigger than just something like this. You know, you can have a bigger pullback like this, for example, but it doesn't really change the concept that it is pretty much bullish, and therefore we continue to favor the upside, and we continue to wait for the opportunity to buy the dips in 3711. That's why when we are looking to buy, a lot of people don't understand, like they want to know where to buy even without the pullback happening, which is not correct, because the pullback can always become something else. It can become a bigger pullback, it can become a shallow pullback. So what the right way is always waiting for the pullback to happen. So once you see the first leg, for example, if the first leg is this big, then it's useless to ask what is the level I can buy, because you need to wait for the first leg first to see how big it is. You need to wait for the second leg, then you can measure the third leg to buy the dips, right? So in order to buy, you need to wait patiently for a 3 swing. That's it. So you wait for the first leg, see how big it is. If the first leg is pretty big, then we go to the less aggressive view, or maybe we are correcting larger degree, but we will wait for 1, 2, and then measure the third leg at the extreme area, 100%, 161.8, and then we can look to buy there. Okay, so that's for the Nifty, guys. But again, in the shorter cycle, this one looks corrective, so I think it should continue to go higher, at least in the shorter cycle, breaking above this peak eventually, either breaking now or doing a double and breaking here. All right, so that's the update here, and as always, if you want to get more updates on indices, commodities, forex, feel free to check our service. We have 14 days trial. The link is in the description of the video. So I'll see you all again next time, and have a nice day, everyone.